for Ponch, everybody!
That's funny, you guys didn't look like a bunch of pussies when I walked in here. You can't always tell. Well, enough about soccer. How about baseball? That's a real sport, huh? Those guys do steroids. My name is Ponch. I work on reality TV shows. I work on shows like The Amazing Race, Survivor, travel all over the world. No punchline to any of that. I'm just hoping one chick here thinks that's cool enough to look at that. It's sort of like being like a spy, I guess, but a drunk spy who records sound for shitty TV shows. Doesn't spy on anyone. Nobody ever gets laid. The cool thing is I got a lot of time off. I freelance, so I got time to develop new hobbies. I just started working on a new hobby called smoking weed all day. Pretty time-consuming hobby, believe it or not. Especially if you factor in the amount of time I just spent eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Still got time for some old hobbies though, like you know, pill popping and drinking until I black out. Sometimes, you know, those are some of my best hobbies. I guess the whole thing, I guess you could call bendering, being on a bender. Been doing that for a while. Sometimes I wonder if my friends refer to me as their alcoholic friend, because if they don't, they probably should. One of my friends told me that I should talk about being an alcoholic on stage because I have an endless supply of material, and that you know, I can have stories to tell forever. I'm pretty sure that friend refers to me as his alcoholic friend. I'm not sure, but let's see here. I knew I was gonna fucking forget my act because I do it every time. It should be part of my act. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a functioning alcoholic, you know. I manage to get up every day, get showered, and put on clothes, and get the subway, go to the bar, get drunk, do it all over again. So I'm functioning on some level anyway. Another alcoholic back there, it's good to see it. You know, you gotta love New York City with my alcoholism, Tinder, and the fact that I have zero standards, even I can get laid. Sorta. Being a drunk, my idea of sex has changed quite a bit. For me, sex is eating a chick out while I play with my flaccid penis and apologize for not keeping an erection. That's pretty bad, right? No, it's true. It's funny because it's true. Anyway, usually I apologize and tell them that it never happened before, and then I pass out. That's good sex. Great sex is when the chick's gone in the morning, because then I don't have to apologize all over again. So, that's kind of how it works for me. When I am lucky enough to have sex and I get to use my penis in it, you gotta be careful because a lot of girls, you know, that are older want to have unprotected sex. I feel like they're trying to trick a dude into being a baby daddy. That's why I have a very strict anal and oral only policy for anyone over 35. I really think it's in everybody's best interest. You know, if I can't use that method, I'll use my other method of just telling the chick that I'm somebody else before I come inside her. Like one of my buddies or something. I'm just trying to avoid the only STD that I'm really afraid of. The worst one, a kid. Those things last for like 18 years and they cost a fortune. Okay. Anyway, when I was younger, I rolled with a fun group of kids, nice kids known as bullies. Yeah, nowadays bullies are hugely unpopular. A lot of anti-bullying campaigning going on in the news. That's why I'm starting my own campaign called Don't Be a Little Bitch. I'm also starting an internet campaign called Don't Be a Little Cyber Bitch. That's for cyber bullies. Growing up, I called cyber bullies computer nerds, and I'd shove them into lockers and give them wedgies. So if there's any cyber bullies out there, before you cyber bully my Facebook page, just remember I'm a real bully, and I'll real life bully you back and probably knock your teeth out of your head. Is that a little too harsh? Maybe I'll just give them a wedgie or something. Anyhow, I think it's the way I was raised, or where I was raised. I grew up in Lewiston, Maine. It seems like the further north you go in Maine, the further south you go in mentality. If you're thinking of like a quaint, New England-y, sort of storybook little town, so you're thinking of the wrong fucking place. Lewiston's a dump. Growing up, we had one black kid in my whole class. He was actually an Indian kid, but we just called him black. It's easier that way, it's sort of Maine's version of affirmative action. In fairness, we had 4 Asian people in my class as well, and we also called them black. So we didn't want to come off too racist. So Lewiston, the town I grew up in, was the first city in the whole state of Maine to adopt a gay rights act, which I thought was pretty cool. It was also the first city in the whole country to repeal a gay rights act. We usually leave that out of the vacation brochure. Anyhow, I love doing stand-up. I'm doing it a little bit now. My favorite thing about stand-up is I can get on stage and just publicly bash my ex-girlfriend. Saying that she had an absolutely enormous vagina. And whether it's true or not, for me it's fun to say. I used to say she had AIDS. It's awful, right? Yeah, my one buddy was telling me, he's like, you really gotta be careful with those AIDS jokes because not everybody thinks they're as funny. And if it doesn't work, it kind of looks like you're just making fun of AIDS. Turns out my buddy's right. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Pretty much over my ex-girlfriend. Only cried about her in the shower. So I haven't been showering as much. She hasn't helped me get a new girlfriend. When I did have a girlfriend, she used to love to give me oral sex. I mean, I showered more back then, but yeah, she used to look at me. I used to call it getting dome, and I love getting dome. That stopped. Now I get something I call no dome. I get a lot of that. I woke up this morning, rolled over, got no dome. The subway ride over here from like 6 different chicks, I got no dome. Even right before I came up on stage, a couple chicks, back there were giving me no dome. Because the point is, I'm not getting any dome. Anyhow, thanks a lot. That's all my time.